How are you both doing today?
I'm good. How are
Good. How are
you?
you?
Good. Melissa, I'm curious about what it's like to see yourself portrayed on screen and whether you feel like this is you or this is a sort of fictionalized version of your story.
Well, obviously, it was nerve-wracking to make that choice to have my likeness portrayed because you never know if people perceive how they perceive you. They could perceive you in a really negative light, or in my case, thankfully, a positive light. And so it was surreal. I feel like Anna Lee definitely portrayed my intention, my essence as a person. I feel like she really got the heart of what motivates me as a real person and brought that to the screen.
And Jennifer, what was your knowledge of this whole story and what interested you about getting involved?
Yeah, I hadn't heard, I grew up on the East Coast, so I wasn't familiar with the Happy Face Killer or Melissa until I heard her podcast. That was my first introduction to the material. And I was just really taken by it. And, listened to a lot of serial killer podcasts and read books and seen shows, but I'd never seen one from the point of view of a daughter. And so I just felt like it would make such a great show to sort of tell the story of the impact of these kinds of crimes on a daughter relationship with your daughter, but also the impact on the whole family. And something you said earlier, like to tell a story about violence without showing any violence, I thought was an exciting thing to go after.
Yeah, I think true crime is very popular now. And while a lot of people might be drawn to this show because that's what they think they're getting, it really, it's not a mystery of who the killer is or anything like that. Instead, it's the mystery is, how do these people relate to each other? So that's a very
Yeah.
sort of different framing for it all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, it's sort of asking some bigger questions about true crime and the role it plays in culture. And Melissa's kind of getting indoctrinated into dealing with the media and being forced to face, her father and all these things that she's been running away from. And there's like twists and turns throughout. But yeah, I think at the heart of it, it really is like a family drama, but it has suspense. And has some cliffhangers and has some darkness. But yeah, I mean, I think we're trying to kind of tackle a new tone.
And Annaleigh Ashford and Dennis Quaid are both great actors who I think are known for slightly different work than this kind of
Yes.
project. What was your both of your involvement like in, helping to craft their dynamic here?
I would say it was all 100% Dennis Quaid and Annalee Ashford's talent that made them really who they are on screen. And with
Yeah.
the writing of Jen, like they had great material, they had great writing from Jen. So it was 100% collaborative between Jen and Dennis and Annalee.
Yeah, I mean, I answered their questions when they had them, but I feel like they deserve all the credit. They're both amazing. And, I know Dennis read a couple of your dad's letters, and Annalee, everyone, of course, listened to the podcast and read the book. And everybody just kind of really honored the source material. And then, but I think everyone felt freer in the sense that no one was trying to do like an exact imitation of Melissa or an exact imitation of Keith. It was kind of like, well, this is it was more about creating the essence of the truth and having it feel real to Melissa's story, but not necessarily every factual thing. And I think that freed up the actors to kind of bring what they wanted to bring.
You think audiences will still be left with unanswered questions, and is that by design?
I think that, it definitely the end of the season leaves the door open for a season two, which, I think we're hoping to get. But I think some questions will be answered and some will be asked. So have to wait and see.
I like that. Well,
Yeah.
thank you both so much, and best of luck with the show.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much.